The sun felt really warm that day. It was just a normal ride. I just got the bike ready to go. My body felt good. I was ready to move. I was headed back, literally just a mile away from my apartment.
Yes, to answer your question, the crash definitely did hurt. Hi, my name is Will Mojo, and I'm a college student at the University of Texas at Austin. I also happen to be the triathlon head coach there, and my YouTube channel is just explaining the merge between the two. Now, jumping into this story, you have to know a little bit of background. So I went out and headed out to Shoal Creek, which is just an area where I do a lot of interval workouts, and I was recording with a GoPro, just some B-roll footage. And that's important. Now, for each shot, what I'm doing is I'm sticking the GoPro in my mouth, and then I'm recording as I'm biking along. No biggie, right? The intervals go really well. I wrap them up in like 45 minutes or an hour, and I start heading back home. So I was biking back, and I look up and I see, oh, there's a left turn. Why don't I go ahead and get some footage? This would be, just good for some content. So I take the GoPro out of my bag and I put it in my mouth and I click on, but what I didn't realize is when I clicked on, I only have one hand on the handlebar. And I'm leaning over towards the side of a car and I'm headed straight to it. And I had realized way too late at the last possible second. So I didn't even realize I'd clicked on, and I grabbed both handlebars again and I'm just in a death grip. Now my body and bike slam into the side of this poor parked car, and I start going along the side of the car because of my momentum. Now the issue was my arm right on my bicep clipped the side of that side mirror, and it completely spun me out of balance. Now, as soon as I clipped that, I pretty much completely turned and was just spinning in midair. And I remember thinking as I was somersaulting, just my mind was completely blank. It was as if nothing in the world could have even mattered. I was just completely in the zone. Now, as soon as I hit the ground, I rolled, and I remember I was laying there. My eyes were pinned closed and my arms were underneath me. And I didn't want to open up my eyes and accept reality that this had just happened. Now, the first kind of sense of what kind of happens and brought me back to real life was I heard this man down the street say, "Oh my God, dude, are you okay?" And then I hear him walking, and at that point, I think I just groaned. Oh. And then I realized, I'm in the middle of the road. I need to get out of this. I need to get to a safe location. So he comes over and he asks,
"Let me get the bike off you, okay?"
"Yeah, thank you."
All right.
So he takes it off and he walks me over to the side of the curb and I sit down. Now, this wasn't my first crash. So I knew I had maybe 10 to 15 minutes of just pure adrenaline, and then whatever kind of was happening in my body, then I would start to feel a lot of pain. So I'm sitting there and he asks me,
"Did you break something?"
No, I didn't break anything.
and then he says,
That does not look good. No, it doesn't. Shit. Did you land on it? I'm not sure. Oh.
and then he said this, and this really freaked me out. He said, "I used to play rugby, and that looks like a broken arm." And I didn't want to accept that was reality. And I said, no, that can't be it. He said, "No, I think that's it." So then we're arguing, and then I was like, okay, you need to go to the ER and get this x-rayed, get this checked out. At that point, I was like, okay, I need to, figure out how I'm gonna get there. I don't have a car. My roommates don't have a car. How am I gonna get there? And thankfully, this mom comes out and she says, "I can drive you to the ER." "Thank you, perfect." Run over to the ER, and it was a super fast process. I cannot thank the ER enough. It was lightning quick. So I get to the ER, I sit down, I'm in the waiting room, and I remember thinking, this isn't real, this isn't happening. I At this point, I've been set back with so many injuries. I just knew that this would push me further back from where I used to be, and that was just really demotivating. Now, the doctor calls me back, I go back, and I'm just talking with the nurse. They're checking up on me, I do my vitals, what have you. Then they leave, and I'm alone again. And those dark thoughts start kind of coming in. I remember it was really hard. I was just sitting there trying to take light of the situation, but I was honestly just really nervous about what was going to happen. I started thinking, am I going to be put in a cast? This is my right arm. How long is recovery going to be? So as all these thoughts and negative thoughts are coming in, the man with an x-ray, he comes in, he takes my x-rays, and he says, okay, the doctor will come back with the results. He leaves. And at that point, I had gone through like a whole wave of just lots of just negative emotions, to be honest. And I remember I was just lying there, and I had just kind of accepted that this was happening and that this was now going to be my life for the next 6 to 8 weeks, however long recovery was going to be. This was just going to be my life. I was just going to have to get through this. I'm going to come out of this stronger. And I just remember closing my eyes and just taking a couple of deep breaths and just opening them and just thinking like, I'm going to be okay. Like, this could have been a lot worse. I could have not had a helmet on. I could have done some serious damage. So I accept my circumstances. I could have had worse luck. And the doctor walks in. I look up, and I didn't even realizing it, but I just held my breath. And I just felt my heart beating, and it just started increasing. And she looked down at the paperwork, and she looked up, and she smiled, and she said, I don't know how this is the case, but you have no breaks, no fractures, nothing. I triple checked. I'm not sure why your arm is swelling up, but it's probably just some bruising. Put some ice on it. You're going to be okay. And there was just the biggest sigh of relief ever in that hospital bed. I just thought, oh my gosh, thank gosh that is the case. What was really amazing was I knew I was going to be okay no matter what the circumstances. And I just thought it was amazing that my mind had gone in a complete full circle after that. Now, she told me that she got me some ice packs. And the funny part is, after I packed up all my stuff, I was still in my bike cleats and I had no ride. So I grab a little plastic bag with everything, and I take off my bike shoes. Since you don't want to walk in bike shoes, you'll wear down the bottom of the tread. And I put that in the bag. And I just walked a mile or so back to the house with where the mom was at. She was storing my bike. And I just remember walking and just feeling absolutely amazing.
Well, that was a fun crash. Now walking back, arm is really sore. This is literally the road I was biking on. You can almost see the car that I hit from here, but gonna go invade this family's home. This super nice family. I'm like, oh, are you okay? I was like, hey, yeah, like, I'm doing okay, but doing better now that I know people are here, and stash my bike there. So gonna go retrieve it. This is gonna be fun.
And I knew, while I don't have any kind of broken arm, I'm still gonna have to recover from this, and it's gonna be quite some time. If you're actually interested in that recovery process, I went ahead and made a video breaking down, how I recovered as quick as possible. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the story. See you in the next video. Peace.